Hey guys, welcome back to the Pills and Games podcast. I know. It's been 8 months since the last episode. It's my fault. I'm just going to blame it on me. Totally not, because these two people are hard to get available. It's a group effort. I'm going to put it that way. It's a group effort, but really it's Sabrina's fault. She loves us.
Yeah,
anyway, what do you guys think of the new layout?
If you're listening to the podcast, I am giving Will the bird.
Yes.
Here's another one.
Damn.
Tweet.
Anyway, for those of you watching on YouTube, what do you guys think of the new look? The only thing difference is Ed is no longer just Roblox Ed.
Yes.
Now he's a Roblox Ed on top of a body.
Yes, there is context for this. Will had the idea that most podcasts, especially the You Should Know podcast, is usually set around like a couch. And so Will decided that we are going to record, or at least he is going to record, from a couch perspective. And so when he said he was doing that, I decided to make the crappiest 60-second edit on my end to make it also look like I was sitting on a couch. For legal reasons, that is not me at all. It actually belongs to Matthew Patrick. Don't sue me. Matt Pat. We love Matt Pat. Yes.
Which is so very fitting, considering he likes to say game theory a lot.
Yes. And I just slapped on top my profile picture and a few other add-ons because yes, and I'm sitting on a couch.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you, Ed. I told you this, but I'll say it for Sabrina. God damn you, Sabrina. I was not that I was staring, but I was telling Ed that like Matt Pat's neck is very similar to Ed's neck.
Yes.
Not that I specifically look at those two's neck.
It is very close to my neck, although I will admit that I don't have the protruding chest hair that comes straight from the middle of the top of the t-shirt or whatever. And also there's like a mole on the center left.
I can so see. I'm imagining your face. I could so see you wear that outfit.
Oh, definitely, I would. Not to steal Matt Pat's drip or anything, but I would totally rock that in a heartbeat.
That is definitely an Ed drip.
I mean, honestly, for like, even I would consider stealing it. Like, I don't have my own drip. I just have to figure out how. I just have to steal other people's.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been 8 months.
It's been a long time.
I went and. We might as well do a little recap, and I'm going to sound like a broken record for part of my recap because this will be now take 3 of saying said
Just
recap.
Shut up and talk.
So the last episode came out June 16th on YouTube, but it got blocked because YouTube didn't like, or Apple didn't like we were putting their video in our podcast. And then the YouTube version came out on the 19th of June. And then I went out of town for work for a week. And then I went up to Oregon to go visit my family for basically it felt like the whole month of July, even though I came home for like a week or 2 and then went back out there for almost a month. And then I came back. We recorded an episode because we were going to go like 2 weeks without an episode, I think. And then that recording got corrupted because I was supposed to edit it while I was out in Ohio. No.
When you were out somewhere.
Yes, it was when I went to Ohio.
10 seconds of Ohio memes.
Then
What's high in the middle at round at both ends. Ohio. Sorry, old Bugs Bunny skit.
Okay, Sabrina. Then me and Ed recorded just us two. Sabrina wasn't available and we needed to get an episode out. So me and Ed recorded an episode. And we did.
It's been
it was you and me.
Good.
And then it just didn't get edited and got lost. It got lost somewhere. I think I deleted it.
Sauce.
And then we were supposed to record one. and then we never did. And then since then, it's been months of me going, or months of Ed bugging me. We should record the podcast, and I'm like, okay, well, tell me when you guys are ready. And then I wouldn't hear it. And then Ed would be like, hey, we
was
should
waiting
record for the podcast.
you.
I told y'all
I
to let me
worked
know
my
when y'all are
schedule around
available.
your shit.
I said, let me know when y'all are available, and I'll let you know when I'm available. We'll go from there. Never heard back on when y'all were available. And then this time I was like, you guys gotta let me know when you're available. And Sabrina's like, we're recording Thursday.
I didn't make an ultimatum. I just said, let's do Thursday.
We are recording
No, Sabrina
Thursday,
told
whether you
us
like
we're
it or
recording
not.
Thursday.
Yeah, because today is a day off work, so I'm.
Uh-oh. I lost audio.
I didn't.
Wait.
I was able to sleep during the day rather than after my shift.
Anywho, I decided to say, fuck it. We're not getting a light up mic. Cause I barely touched the USB cable. You know, I was gonna get to your shirt. I was gonna get to it. I'm not ready to go there yet. We'll come back to it. Anyway, we're we're supposed to record. Sabrina said, fuck it, we're doing Thursday. So it's Thursday. It's currently, I have not worn my Apple Watch in almost 2 weeks.
I can see the tan line from it.
Yeah, you can see the tan line on my arm. It is currently 6:15. We were supposed to start like 45 minutes ago. No. Yeah. 45 to an hour and 15.
Well, the more you ramble about this, the more you're going to have to edit out.
No, it's leaving it in
we'll
uncut.
Just split a 2 hour.
Uncut podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we... It's first episode back, we might as well go out with a bang. And I already told you it's going to be unhinged and chaotic. Sabrina's going to absolutely despise this episode and say, cut everything involving my voice out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my voice is. I'm not really comfortable in my voice right now. I might as well go in this direction. So, I got, I guess, a cold, some sort of cold or whatever. It wasn't COVID, but I got something over December, and then afterwards, I had the month-long residual cough. I literally had to I didn't cancel my voice appointment, but when I went to my speech therapist appointment, she's like, you know what? Let's just do some relaxation exercises for your voice, and then I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna charge you for today, which was super nice of her.
Damn you Canadians.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a fuck ton of money.
Well, yeah, I'm not disavowing that. I'm just saying, fuck you Canadians, and you're being able to say, yeah, I'm not going to charge you for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't do a full appointment, and also, she's kind of only half back to work anyway. She's just doing a couple appointments a week.
Oh yeah, didn't you say she was on maternity leave or something like that?
Yeah, a parental leave. The message didn't specify maternity because I think a general parental leave is probably a more gender. She works exclusively with queer folks, so a gender neutral term is probably
makes
better.
Sense.
So yeah, parental leave, and I'm oh, exciting. So she's just chilling.
So, prior to you being sick, do you want to give more of a recap since June of 2024 to now while we're at it? Or is it just, I've been working, I've been sleeping, I've been working, I've been sleeping, maybe occasionally go do something around town, but overall working on my days off?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at our topics list to see if there's any notes I talked about. There are a few things.
There are quite a few things.
I haven't even looked at the list yet.
Because our last episode was in June, so I'm looking at July, and one of my messages, I don't even remember the context, but I'm just the felonies I committed.
Oh yeah.
And then terrible modern grammar and word usage.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are definitely going to talk about that.
Really, we can go over. Not the let's see.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're gonna skip over. We're gonna skip over SCS 1.51 because what are we up to now? 1.59.
5.3 or 5.4. 5.3.
Yeah, I would like to talk about ATS though. There is some very exciting stuff that's coming up that I've been sort of kept in the loop with.
Okay, I am seeing a couple of the topics that I am actually interested in talking about. Well, at least briefly. Oh! Oh, I never talked about that story on. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to talk about this story now.
Wait, before we get onto it, this has been the
No, it's
longest intro.
Unhinged.
Before we get
this is the
any
intro.
further, before we get
Have we
anywhere,
already started the podcast? Anyway, whatever.
well, yeah, but I'm putting the intro at the beginning. Anyway, before we continue any farther, roll the intro.
Oh, you never did that.
So yeah, we don't get a Sabrina talking during the middle of the intro. Unless you want to talk, and I'll just throw it in over it.
I'm fine. I mean, I
Plot twist. This is going in it.
I know it is.
It depends on how lazy I am. Hey, all I gotta say, $150 for a hot dog and a drink.
Yeah.
Greatest marketing choice in the world.
I read this recently that apparently, so the founder of Costco, I don't know if he's still there now or something like that, but like the big cheese. Anyway, an executive foolishly came up to him and basically said, "Oh, we should raise the cost of the hot dog." And then in response,
he said he was going to kill him.
Yeah, if you touch the price of the hot dog, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. And they can afford to have those cheap prices. Also, I think it's either $3.50 or $4.50 for a chicken bake. Not bad.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, one thing is that they are losing money on the hot dogs, but it's a loss leader.
Ed,
They make enough money elsewhere.
Ed,
Wait, what?
We bring the boom. We bring
Ed,
the boom to you. We bring the
Ed,
boom.
no.
I have no
No.
fucking clue
That's
what you're
what we
referencing.
do.
I don't really
the
want
Costco guys.
to know.
You know, there's been edits of it coming up that and he's like, "I'm sorry, your dad died. You get 5 big booms," and it goes boom, 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 and each time they say boom is a different POV of 9/11.
Oh,
There's a slightly edited version of that where a person will say, "Oh, my whatever passed away." And then look at them, 5 big booms.
That's what I was referring to.
And then they'll say afterwards that that they passed away in plane crash / nuclear explosion / other boom related event.
See, is it on my TikTok or did I only see it on Instagram? Because I think my Instagrams are all my unhinged shit is.
Is TikTok still available for you guys?
Yes.
It got brought back less than 24. We lost it for 18 hours.
Well, I mean, on the plus side, it's not like you're going to that much more obviously Chinese one.
The government base.
Okay, so I was a little pissed off in the initial bits of it because it's like people are like, okay, no more TikTok, so they moved to this other like
Red Note.
Yeah, Red Note. I'm like, why don't you just stop using this kind of social media?
No, this is what we were trying to tell people. We were trying to tell them, let us watch our Chinese app on our Chinese phones, in our Chinese shirts, on our Chinese beds.
But China fucking sucks.
Yeah, the government basically told us you're grounded, go play outside. So basically what they did.
TikTok is toxic anyway, so.
TikTok toxic.
It's my addiction, second to my nicotine addiction.
Yeah, which you should like cut down on unless you really want black lungs. But your own personal choice.
Here's the thing. What I would say about what you just mentioned, the black lung thing. Even if you take out the smoke, like let's just say you're getting nicotine in some other way, nicotine itself, the actual the addictive substance, not the tar, not the everything else that comes along with it that's bad, the nicotine itself is itself also really bad for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Partially related to just how insanely addictive it is, the way it affects your brain.
Yeah, I'd rather die of natural causes or some other way than die because I basically paid for myself to die.
I'm naturally going to die because of this.
I mean,
your monthly subscription to your approaching death date.
Are we sure it's monthly?
I'm probably paying for my death with all the food I eat.
Ed, it's a bi-weekly subscription.
Oh yes. Yes.
Although
It's a daily subscription. It's an hourly subscription.
No, I only pay for it bi-weekly. Except I haven't paid for it in a month because I've got this. I got the vape juice for my bigger vape, which I don't know if I'm gonna go grab that right now. Anyway, for the viewers watching at home, if you see me looking up like I currently am now, I currently have them up on the living room TV. I didn't get the chance to pull out the extra TV to place right by the camera to make it look like I'm looking towards you guys. So I'm sorry. If you see me looking up, I'm looking at the other two.
Also, if you see me looking towards the right, I do promise you I am looking at my screen.
We don't see you looking anywhere.
No, you do.
Look at it.
You
Look
do.
at the
You see my
face on his
profile.
picture.
My
Anyway, you guys can't
profile
see
is
it on
tilted
camera,
towards the
but
right.
I got our co-host, our co-host sitting sleeping next
You've
to
got
me.
two kitty cats with you. One's
Well,
right
yeah,
behind you.
you can kind of see one on there. Well, the thing is, I have like
Oh, I see. Blah blah blah. Move on.
basically this is what they see.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
Okay,
Because
I believe you.
so I take up half the screen just because I'm special. At least that's what my mommy tells me.
Are we gonna spend the whole podcast talking about the podcast?
Yeah.
Meta.
No,
meta
might as
podcast.
well.
No,
Might as
we
well.
have not been going long enough to be able to do that meta.
It's definitely going to be unhinged for sure.
So, like, what should we do for the podcast?
I don't know.
Podcast.
Talk about the podcast on the podcast.
We should.
Podcast,
Yes, we should.
podcast.
talk
But I
about the
thought we
podcast.
weren't doing that, Sabrina.
I know. I'm being annoying.
All right, so
I know-
should we
I
get
know,
Sabrina's
I'm
the topic that Sabrina doesn't want to talk about? Should we get that out of the way, or do we want to save it for later in the podcast?
No, we'll save my topic. I'll talk about some of the small things, but we'll save.
Well, no,
my big
I was
ones
talking
for later.
about my topic that is going to start off
Oh,
with
yeah,
your
let's
least
just
favorite
do it.
person.
Let's just
right.
rip the Band-Aid off.
So as you guys know, we love to talk about Drake, right?
Nobody.
We like to talk about how much
insert
Sabrina
crickets.
hates Drake.
Oh my god! I have an
so-
irrational hate of Drake.
I thought she was going to say fear, and I was like, what happened now?
I mean, I have a rational fear of Drake.
Yeah. Anyway, so as a lot of us have known, and it's been news for a while, Kendrick Lamar is going to headline the Super Bowl. And I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Not the Super Bowl, but the
I didn't
halftime
know.
show. You didn't know he was headlining
No,
the Super Bowl?
I've been living under a rock. I have not been keeping up with the Kendrick Lamar. lore.
That was what the whole thing of Kendrick we were talking about while Sabrina's internet was out. Oh, that hurts. Was
I
he's
was also
headlining
half
the
listening to you.
he was headlining the Super Bowl with special guest SZA.
Oh, I guess he's really
Now-
gonna pop out and show them.
Anyway, I'm gonna play this video, but I'm gonna play it over the podcast when I edit it. But here's a little video regarding this topic. It's about Kendrick and the Super Bowl.
What's Kendrick's opening song going to be?
Probably Mustard is Mad City. Ooh, Mad City would be fine. Mad City and then coming to GNA.
I think it's gonna be between "Don't Kill My Vibe" or "Money Trees."
Nah, he's not gonna sing that at the opening. He loves Kendrick. He's not gonna sing that at the opening.
But is he gonna open with Not Like Us?
It'll be TV off. What's the song say? Mustard? That's the same song. It's TV off. I would be shocked if it wasn't Not Like Us. It's only right. One of his throwbacks, Mad City maybe.
It could be Not Like Us. I personally want it to be Poetic Justice. I think it's gonna be Not Like Us.
Turn his TV off.
The one he won a Grammy for?
Not Like Us?
Where they scream mustard, I think it's pasta. Yeah, kind of like that.
I don't know, but I know when he played Not Like Us, Stadium going crazy.
You don't think he's gonna open with that?
Nah, he can't open with it. Maybe second to last or last song.
What's Kendrick's opening?
I wonder if he's gonna play it 6 times at the end, like he did his concert.
I wonder.
I mean, that would be
anyway.
that would be a beautiful L for Drake. So, like,
I mean, he did that at his free concert in LA. He played it 6 times at the end.
well, I mean, it's his own concert. That's fair. When it's something that's not just his, would be more significant.
I mean, technically, it was with Amazon Prime Music. They're the one that ran his concert.
I know.
Plus, how long does the halftime show go for? I am not a football person. I would not know.
I
this
think
information.
usually it's like a half hour, if not an hour. I don't think it's an hour. I think it's more like a half hour. It's like a mini concert. I saw a comment saying, "Hey guys, there's going to be a football game at Kendrick's concert on whatever date the Super Bowl's on." He's like, "Anybody going?"
That's great.
But
That's
I
great.
know me and Ed are gonna sit down and watch the halftime show. I'm probably gonna watch. I may watch the actual Super Bowl, but I'm only looking for the halftime show. Or if all
I
fails,
could
me and
not-
Ed will watch it later.
I could not care less about football. I could. I'm kind of impartial to the whole Kendrick Lamar thing. I don't like his music that much. I do think that the whole beef thing is just crazy.
I think we're the ones that are dragging out the beef. I think Kendrick
Yeah.
is done with the beef.
Like-
It's us, the fans, that are
Yeah.
dragging it
No,
out.
Drake isn't done with the beef. But
We're
Drake's
not going
So-
to talk about the dumbass
Yeah.
suing UMG.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't really need to talk about it. All we need to say is Drake is being
Drake.
stupid. If he really wants to respond to the feud, he should just make more music. Instead, he's trying to sue. It's like, that's not how you fuck you. That's not how you. Okay, one of the YouTubers I follow actually does care about this kind of stuff. Shout out to FD Signifier. He's huge, by the way. Anyway, regardless, it's like, Drake, how hip hop stars respond to beef is to make music. Maybe you should spend your time making music rather than bitching about the fact that you got an L. So make more music. I don't like Drake, so I don't really need him to make more music. But at the same time, I understand the criticism. It's just like, stop bitching, make music, and stop diddling little girls.
Quit. I was not expecting the last
Damn.
comment.
That's a clip. That's a clip and a quote.
That is going on TikTok.
Mhm.
Fuck you, but okay, that's fair.
Anyway, I was gonna add on to something until she said stop diddling little kids. I was gonna say stop bitching about it and do something.
Yeah.
I think he's only made one song since the beef, and
Like, you're a musician, do your fucking job.
like I think he's only made one song and I didn't even know about it. And like it was like something that
Like-
was posted on YouTube, not actually something
Yeah.
actually uploaded to everything.
I'm gonna back up a second and say, like, musicians don't have to make music, but like either make music or perform. But he's not doing either.
No, he's on tour right now.
Meh. Oh yeah, I guess I don't follow enough, but like, whatever.
I don't either. I just heard that he's on tour.
Okay, well, at least you're doing your job. But still.
I did see this will be my last thing
Ed,
with the
can
whole
you
Kendrick
please
Drake
change
thing.
that? It's making me uncomfortable.
Come on, man. She already had to deal with enough of Drake at work. Can you imagine if Drake came to your pharmacy?
I would punch him.
And we'll add that to the list of felonies.
His bodyguards
He
would
has
punch
committed.
you.
Oh, of course not.
Oh, I just remembered a topic I'm going to talk about later. Anyway, last thing about the Kendrick and Drake stuff. Someone interviewed Drake's dad and said, "What are your thoughts on the beef?" Or what are your thoughts on Kendrick Lamar or whatever, or something with the beef? And he's like, "I could care less, but Kendrick makes good music."
Damn.
He wasn't throwing shade towards Drake. He was just saying like,
He
yeah,
functionally did, though. Well,
he was like,
no,
Kendrick
no.
makes good music, and I could care less about the beef.
Yeah, he didn't. It's not that he threw shade at Drake in doing that. It's more like he said, because of the way Drake behaved, it makes him look even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, he cares too much about it. Anyway, why are we talking about this? Oh, because you wanted
Anyway,
to.
we forgot to have somebody recap themselves. I didn't do a recap of him. Me and Sabrina did, but not Ed.
Oh, right.
What's happened to you in the past 8 months? Besides,
Oh, wow.
I thought Ed didn't like talking
besides-
about himself.
other than someone
I'm not
pissing
gonna-
me off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because that one person might be watching this podcast.
Good.
But let's see. A lot. Working, not working, busy, not busy. Some traveling was done. Went to Big City 1 and Big City 2. It was very nice time. What else?
What a non-specific you are about everything. I understand.
Yes. Yeah, why do you think I'm the only one that doesn't have my camera on here?
Because you're the only one who's super
I
paranoid.
know what you
Yes.
look like, and I know where you. Actually, I don't know where you sleep. I can't make that joke, but I know what you look like.
I think am I sure? Am I not sharing location with you on Snapchat? I thought I was.
Oh, you are. You're right. I do know where you sleep.
If I am, let's double check. But let's turn that off now. No, I'm not. No, I turned it off. I can see you. You can't see me.
Yeah, you were sharing it at one point. I feel like
I was sharing it at one point, and then I got like super paranoid for some reason, and like turned it off.
you
and
can.
then
Yeah.
I only
If you really
have
care
it on
about it that
currently.
much, you can set it to share with specific people.
Yeah, no, I do. I have it set to
Yeah, but he
only
doesn't
people
trust
that-
you.
Yeah, it's not that. But
He
I only
agreed. He agreed.
I do have it set
Whatever.
with people that are either in my area or that I like wholeheartedly trust with like everything. Anyways, traveling was fun. I've been working on a little add-on for the bus simulator game that Will and I play. It is functionally complete. I'm just waiting for William over here to get the itch for UMSI and beta tested for me so that I can continue working on it.
I'll tell you
because
this: it's not installed
is
right
my
now.
That is true. Yeah. For context, Will did reformat his PC, so even
And
if
I'm
he
having
did have that,
issues left and right now that it's
even
back
if
up.
he fun, even if he didn't delete that old video, it's gone now. It has to be.
It's very
No,
gone now.
it would be on my Google Drive, but I went through and cleared my Google Drive. Every recording I
It is
made
gone.
uploads. Well, yes, it's gone, but not because of the formatting. When I record, instead of it saving to my computer, it saves to a folder in my Google Drive. Essentially, I'm recording this on Google Drive
Right.
Hashtag
in a
not
folder
sponsored by
called
Google.
"Videos to be
Yes.
edited."
Yes, not sponsored by Google, yet we're uploading to their platform, YouTube. But yeah, so I've been.
It's not like
I've
they're
been
paying us.
true. Well,
Not yet.
YouTube,
yeah.
please.
If Will gets like partner or something, or whatever the
Yeah, I'm a
requirement is, I
YouTube
don't
partner. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of the Pills and Games podcast, where we are now partnered with YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
Shut up, Will.
Imagine.
I'm just trying to give him ideas, okay? I'm just saying it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we got a sponsorship.
Your idea for them is to get them to undelete your old YouTube account, because that would be very nice. That
It's
would
probably
be
for the best that it went away.
I like trains. I
You
Oh
do
my
like
God.
trains.
You should take a picture of that and send it to Tyler.
Mm,
I should actually.
yeah.
This is probably one of the coolest Lego sets I've ever purchased.
That's
Oh, it's
actually
Lego.
Huh?
It's Lego.
This is Lego.
Oh, okay. That's even cooler then.
Yeah,
I was gonna
this
say
is,
that's actually bigger than the set the model layout he has, but
Oh,
that makes sense
and-
because it's Lego.
So this isn't even the whole thing. Like, it's a full train,
Yes.
and it's about the length of my desk, and it comes with its own, like, just sort of display track. And God, I was so happy when I purchased it. It's just the perfect length, so I just have it as a mantelpiece up above me.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabrina ends up sending me a picture of that, I'll put it on the screen. If she doesn't, then oh well.
I might send you a link to the what's it called?
Well, I just meant what
the Lego.
I meant your little mantle thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
If
could
you take
probably
a
do
picture of that.
eventually. I will eventually. I have to clean up a little bit, but yeah.
I'll probably remind you when I get to that point of editing. Let's see.
Well, I'm clearly off the recap stage now. We've
Yeah.
definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
I need to stop putting.
transitioned away
I
from
need
that.
to stop moving my leg like that. It hurts, but it also looks really, really good on camera.
You also need to stop hurting.
I'm sorry that I haven't sat in that position in years. as
I
I'm putting my leg
sleep.
back up.
I kid you not. I sleep with my leg crossed over like that. So many people. Actually, it's even worse. So I have my
You
knees.
fall asleep like this?
No, even better. So I have my knees up, and then I cross the leg. Yeah. So knees up, laying down. Yes, I sleep like that. Sabrina,
Okay.
you spot on. It looks uncomfortable, but like I actually fall asleep better
It's not too bad.
that way. And
Oh yeah, maybe we should edit this out. Feet pics.
Yes, just
Yeah, I
do what
wasn't
all
gonna
the
say
modern
anything.
do what all the modern content creators are and just blur the feet.
No, I'm gonna put like a black square over it and be like, you thought. Or put
What's
only on Feet
crazy-
Finder.
What's crazy is that that's actually a problem. But to each their own. I'm not going to fetish shame. It's just crazy that that's like an actual problem though. That people
I
have to.
am gonna fetish shame. I'm not gonna kink shame, but I'm gonna fetish shame. There's a difference.
Fair.
Because there's Drake who has a fetish that we shame constantly.
Yeah. So not for feet related, but for those of you who know, fuck chasers. I mean, don't fuck chasers. Don't fuck them. They can go to hell. Anyway.
I got very lost there for a moment, but it's okay.
I'm also
Continue.
lost, but we can
okay.
just move away from that.
We probably shouldn't talk. Again, if you know, you know. That's fine. Don't talk about it.
If you don't, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anyway,
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't figured. I'm surprised. Like I gave enough context clues, but
anyway, we'll get onto the shirt because I was wanting to talk about your shirt. At first, when I read it, I was very, very, very confused when I read it at first.
Why?
Well, everybody's been protesting, and I swear to God, I thought your shirt said "protest trans," and I went, "Why would Sabrina wear that?" And then you like your shirt flattened out, and I was like, "Oh, that's a C, not an S," and it says "protect trans kids."
Protect trans kids. I got this from our just after we recorded our last episode. Because our last episode was in June after all. And at the end of June, for those of you who don't already know, at the last week in June, the entire month of June is Pride Month, but the last week of June in Toronto is when we have like our Pride Festival downtown.
Hey, let go. Can I have my hand back? Thank you.
Are you bleeding? Oh, okay. No, it's just the angle of the light made it look like you were bleeding on your
no,
like.
He hasn't gotten me that bad.
Right, you're
I'm not. I'm white,
you're a
so
white
I'm always
ginger.
red.
You're a white ginger. Of course, you're red.
No, I'm not white. I'm strawberry.
Yeah, you're strawberry.
I mean, look at my face.
Anyway,
my face is pink right now.
Yeah, at the Pride Festival, I was downtown with my friend Seth, and we were who's non-binary. Anyway, before we actually went to watch the parade, which did have to get stopped actually this year, but we left before that happened. We didn't know that happened until afterwards. You know what? That might be an interesting part. Okay, I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, before that point, we were on one of the other roads, Church Street, which is known as the Village. I love the irony of that. The fact that the gay district or the queer district of Toronto is on Church Street of all things.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But mind you, Church Street isn't named for the building. Church Street is named for like a person whose name was Church. But anyway, are you trying to get my attention?
No, not you. You. Look at him.
Okay. But anyway, during the festival, they had a bunch of markets and stuff like that, and people were selling stuff. So I'm like, oh, cool. I like this shirt. I'm going to put it on. And I immediately put the shirt on. Protect trans kids. Yeah.
Hey.
You know what? I'm not going to talk about the parade being stopped. Most of it went through. Like it was like we still got to enjoy most of the Pride Parade. But it did have to get cut short for politics reasons. Anyway, it's fine. I appreciate the no, Sabrina, don't talk about it. Will, can you edit out my ambling about this because I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, don't cut that out, by the way. Keep the whole thing in, including my request to edit.
Okay.
I
was
don't
very
know. We'll
confused.
Talk about mixed messages.
Mixed messages. Mixed
Ooh,
messages.
messages. I made them suffer with that the other last time. So anyway, yeah.
Sorry, I
So
got
that's
important
the main
messages.
story of this shirt. Is there words?
I'm going to the top
There
of
are
page.
words. There are actually plenty of words. There
Yes.
are over. I think there's more words than there are people in this
I-
world. Fact check me on that.
I've got all the words, all the best words. Fucking hell, I can't do his.
words. We got all the best words. We got the greatest words. Very strong words. Very, very strong words.
Yeah, I have some very
We're gonna
strong
have
words
them
for
with
that
some
piece of
great
shit.
people.
That orange motherfucker.
I'm gonna hold back. A
Oh, you're talking about
comment.
Will?
Oh, like what? He's like, well, Serena, aren't you technically a motherfucker?
No, that's not where I was going. I was going more towards the political route, but I'm not political, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, there's
I
no
love how
such
I
thing
always
as
said
not
not
being political, Will. There's no such thing as being not political.
Okay, I
if you
hate the
refuse to
person
engage,
running things.
no, but like seriously, this is important, especially in a day like today, and we're probably going to get canceled for this. I don't really fucking care.
If we go
you
missing,
refuse-
guys,
if
you know what
refuse-
happened.
If you refuse to engage, you're supporting the status quo. You're supporting whoever is in control if you refuse to engage.
Yeah.
You cannot not be political. Anyway, but yes, the actual point you're making is we don't have to go heavy on it during our podcast. That is fine.
We're
still
the
have to have a
Pills and
little bit
Games podcast, not the Pills, Games, and Politics podcast. You know what?
This should be
I
the-
got
this
something
should be
that's
the
going on
Buzz
in today's world that we could talk about that isn't political. What the fuck is going on with planes right now?
Real.
Oh, you do
We
realize
had-
there's
we
politics
had
in that too.
DC.
But anyway, go on.
We had DC. Fuck starts with a P. Where was it? Where did it just happen? Philadelphia,
Philadelphia.
and then Seattle yesterday. What?
Oh, I
the
didn't hear about that one. Oh, okay.
So at SeaTac, Seattle Tacoma International, the right wing of, I think it was United Airlines, hit the tail wing of another airliner and got stuck in the tail wing of that airliner.
Also,
But yeah,
for the purpose of being a decent human being, our condolences to all the families and individuals involved in both
Yes.
plane crashes, and also the people on the ground who suffered as a result in the Philadelphia one. And
condolences to all that was affected.
And we do appreciate the efforts of the emergency
FAA.
response.
Yeah.
Who cares about the FAA? Fuck the FAA. They didn't do anything useful in this. We appreciate
Yeah, they were
the first
short-staffed.
responders, the emergency responses that were dispatched to the scenes, and all the work that they did to clean up the mess that was made.
Now, I'm going to ask a question I'm sure we all are asking. How the fuck did the helicopter hit the plane?
Yes,
How? We
I'm
got
quite
plane
heated.
landing.
Yes.
And let me
I'm
put it this
quite
way.
heated over it.
As someone who's somewhat of an aviation nerd, once the plane's below 10,000 feet, so from the ground, if you can see that the airplane landing or coming in for landing, at night, that bitch is a fucking Christmas tree. Every light on that plane on. Landing gears down, flaps, every light's on. How did the helicopter hit it? How did ATC? Well, I'm gonna just chalk it up to them saying they were short-staffed. I'm not gonna get into that tangent. But the helicopter can stop and back up. It can go left, right, up, down, forward, backwards. Plane just goes one direction.
Yep.
How?
I'm going to add on to that because I'm also quite unhappy with that whole situation. It's a situation that shouldn't have happened. Now, many situations like this should not happen. For the simple reason that, like, it's terrible. Something like this should never happen. But this truly is something that was so preventable that it's like, why and how did they mess up this badly? Because as Will said, and I'm not an aviation person myself, but as Will said, the plane is on a fixed path, essentially. The plane is just as much as a train right now. It is on a set path. It is not moving. It is not going in any other direction. The helicopter, on the other hand, it can move out of the way pretty quickly. And if you see a plane coming at you, directly at you, you should be able to either go
Move.
up or down or left or right to avoid it. So for the helicopter not being able to move out of the way quick enough, that's like, that shouldn't have happened. The crash should have never happened. It shouldn't have. I'm very displeased. And again,
Yeah.
we also can't put blame on anyone just yet either, because I'm pretty sure it's
We don't
it's still an
it's-
ongoing investigation. We're not sure exactly what the cause was. One thing is that what I was told is that both aircraft could not communicate with each other, but that's normal. And so only air traffic control can, make that communication. But still, you see an airplane coming at you, you lift up that helicopter and you get it out of the way, or anything, something.
Yeah.
My rant over.
Anyway, since we're on the topic of casualties, I also want to say, on behalf of the Pills and Games podcast, we would like to send out our prayers and wishes to those affected by the wildfires that happened in LA that are now. This is the first day since January 7th that there have not been any fires in LA. They have all been 100% contained and dealt with. We no longer have fires in LA going on.
I did
As
not realize
of
that.
this morning, I saw a post about it this morning.
That's really good to hear. I was not aware of that. I've been very focused on, my side of the country. But that's really good to hear.
That's usually how it goes. Is everyone will hear about the news, but all the small things after, only the people on that side of the world, like, everyone heard about fires, made it a big deal, and then everyone stopped. Not that they stopped caring, they just, the attention wasn't there anymore. And then I saw a video from Markiplier talking about how he was trying to help people around him with the fires and stuff.
Yep, saw that video too.
Shout out to him, by the way.
Yeah, cool dude. Really cool dude.
Marky Mark with the chainsaw.
I've seen no controversy with him, and any controversy that has existed, I am going to be blissfully
I think
ignorant about it.
Markiplier is just a treasure at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, not surprisingly, actually. Yeah, he's thus far, no issues. Which is a pleasant surprise.
So,
damn it! I was just gonna use that moment to say something completely unhinged after a long silence. Oh well, whatever. It's fine. I'm gay. There we go. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
I left the pause so that you'd be forced to say it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not news. People already know this.
Wait, really? I thought you were straight.
No. I'm what's called homoflexible.
That is a term I've never heard before.
So heteroflexible, homoflexible. It's basically it's a slightly more specific term for bisexuals who are generally more towards one or the other, but are still, it can be flexible. Like,
So
I'm generally attracted to girls, but like there's a few guys here and there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's literally me.
Yeah. So you're heteroflexible. Then in your case, I assume that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I go more towards the females, but there are some guys where I'm like, damn, I'm trying to get up in that bussy.
Oh yeah. Remember Bussyville? I didn't send that to you, Sabrina. I think you would
No,
love that.
not Bussyville.
What?
There's
What?
a place
There's-
called Bussyville.
There's a literal town called Bussyville.
Yes. And
okay.
you know what's
that's more
guess-
banal. I mean,
guess
you have to
guess
understand,
what's-
we have a bunch
Kisses
of
on my
weird
neck
town names.
and he kisses on my bussy. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a bunch of weird town names here. Like, there's a town in Newfoundland called Dildo.
Yeah.
A little less crazy, but there's a town that I've actually been through called Mono. No.
Great.
There's a town of Mono, and there's also a town of Emo.
Emo Mono.
And I remember when
Where
I was a
are
kid.
you?
Hold on, I'm not done. When I was a kid, because like we would pass by this town on my way to my grandparents' place, like when we were traveling up to my grandparents' place. And I made the joke is like, "Welcome to Emo, population declining." Yep. That should be trigger warning. Maybe you should edit that out. Now that I think about it. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't fucking care.
Sabrina's getting canceled.
I'm probably gonna cut that out.
Yeah, that's honestly completely valid. So keep everything else. Keep us talking about it in. Just cut out what I said. Like just.
I'm gonna
like,
bleep
mute
it.
Yeah, bleep it.
Because
Goodness.
wow, I did not see that coming.
Mm.
Kid. There's a piece of shit kid.
Damn. In about Bussyville again. So Bussyville, if I remember correctly, is located in the lovely state of Minnesota. If it's not Minnesota, it's Wisconsin. It's one of those Midwestern states. They're all the same after, like, you
We
know.
should tell Kat that.
They're all
Oh
the same.
god.
Oh, she'll kill us.
Yes. I'm gonna double check because
For context of podcast, our friend Kat is Minnesotan and very proud.
Yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bussyville
Also
is
very
in
gay.
Wisconsin. It's in Wisconsin, not Minnesota.
There's a Bussy Middle School in Garland, Texas. There's a Bussy Lake in Iowa, and then there's Bussy, Iowa.
Oh my goodness.
Bussy
there's actually
Break,
Bussy,
Louisiana.
I mean, a lake of Bussy would be like, okay, I'm not complaining.
So
Becomes
probably smell a little funky, but you know, besides the point. But yeah, so Bussy Break,
the most-
Louisiana.
Never mind. Not making that joke.
Break that pussy.
Anyway, we could stop
He's
talking about
bouncing
this.
off
We
my
could.
booty
We're
cheeks.
not
I
going
love
to.
the way he
We could stop.
rides. I can hardly
And
breathe
mind you,
when
this
he's
has
pumping
nothing
Keep
to do
deep
with
singing that. We might
inside.
get copyright
Okay.
struck.
This has nothing
If
to do with
Twitch ain't
pills
gonna
or
do it,
games.
YouTube ain't gonna do it.
Hey, sorry, you were saying Ed?
I was saying this has nothing to do with pills or games, right?
No,
At all.
honestly, we might be. It might be worth our while to change the name of the podcast just to be like the
When
the
we come
we talk
around to
about
it,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck we want podcast.
Let's name it the Edcast.
That sounds like a
It's
good
all
idea.
about me, despite the fact that I talk the least. That's a fact. That's a fact. Go
We
check
should
the
call it-
recordings. I talk the least.
Not like us cast, because we're always talking about
No.
Drake and Kendrick.
If you
No.
name it the Not Like Us podcast, I'm going to kill you. I'm gonna book a plane ticket and kill you.
Add that to the list of felonies.
And then, yeah, I was just about to add that.
Yes, because
Being the
I just
actual
committed a
felon.
felony. Like, no, I'm not talking about. Like, I was talking about committing a felony, but I also just committed a felony. Threats of violence are
Yes.
felonious.
Yes. Conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah,
I mean,
officer, I would
whether
like
it
to
counts
report
as
a
that
crime.
depends upon the jurisdiction, because
my
conspiracy has different
my
meanings in
fellow
different jurisdictions.
podcast mate, yeah, they just threatened to kill me live on a podcast. Can you head out to
Live. This is
insert,
recorded.
This
It's
podcast is recorded in
It's
front of a
not
live
live.
studio audience. We're totally very famous people. Can you go out to Toronto and like
The only
arrest
audience
her?
you have is those fucking cats.
Find
Those
the
people-
only
It's not
find the
true.
only trans person in Toronto.
That's not true, Sabrina. They're not even listening or watching. They're both knocked out next to me.
Well, they're both cats. Like, cats not giving a fuck about our well-being is pretty much the norm.
Yep. But they're so cute, so cute. I
They
love 'em.
really are.
I'm terribly allergic to them, but I love them.
Yep, that is completely valid. Okay.
The 10 best things to
Ooh.
do in Bussyville.
No.
No.
No. Just
best
no.
Best of Bussyville. Find must-see tourist attractions and things to do in Bussyville.
Let's see.
The majority race in Bussyville overall is white, making up 95.2% of residents. The next most common racial group is Hispanic at 2.1%.
I mean, it's you said it's Texas or something like that, right?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Let's
Oh yeah,
see.
you're not gonna get much black there.
If it was Illinois, that would be a different story. If it was Illinois, like, yeah, very different story.
Did you just say Illinois?
I said Illinois.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that was really clever.
No. Although Illinois is kind of annoying, but I actually want to go back. I want to go back and visit Illinois again, or Chicago. Chicago was nice. Not one of the cities I mentioned at the beginning of this, if that was kept in. It is not Big City 1 or Big City 2.
Oh, but you know what? You've still narrowed it down for people. Now they know it's not Chicago. One step closer to finding Ed. Oh boy.
I'm trying to find a riddle. I was thinking about we should do a riddle, but I'm trying to find one.
Find a Riz.
I did not say
Skibidi
anything about
Riz.
Riz. Ed, you're fired.
Okay, you know
Sabrina,
what?
Yeah.
Sabrina. Maria, do you want to join the podcast?
Probably a good
I'm hiring.
segue, Sabrina.
Okay, Ed, you know what it's time for?
It's time.
It's time to talk about words and expressions.
Indeed, yes. So, Will, this is your time to shut up.
No.
So, in our topics, this has been a very highly contended. I'm probably using that word wrong. Anyways, contested. There we go. Topic. Something that I feel very strongly about.
Oh God.
And that is modern English, or rather, the lack of it.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the Pills and Games podcast.
Shut up.
Yeah, we're getting a little too political now, I guess.
No, this isn't even political. This is just like. No, anyways.
Go. Just ignore me.
So, let's start with the most recent. Crashing out.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Crashing out. You know what? I'm gonna look up, just for the sake of this. I'm going to look it up on Urban Dictionary, which is the most accurate description of this term in modern usage.
It's reasonably good. So while you look that up, I want to tell people, up until extremely recently, like this last week, I had no idea. So I hadn't heard the term crashing out specifically, like the out side of it. But I assumed, as you might expect, because I'm not, I'm a millennial, and I'm like, okay, that's just what you would expect. It's just probably a variation on crashing, like super low energy, just crash it into your bed or whatever. Yeah, it would just be that. I only recently learned it has a completely different meaning.
And it was from me saying I was crashing out over my computer.
Yeah, and then got really pissed off. And now, Ed, please proceed with the new meaning.
Yes. So, to add on to that, on Urban Dictionary, I'm not even on the last entry. I'm actually on page 1, and I scrolled all the way to the bottom. Crash out, according to Urban Dictionary, is defined as, back in the day, this is dated February 17th, 2006, all right? It was defined as a verb meaning go to sleep, aka hit the sack. As an example, I'm tired, I'm gonna crash out. Again, meaning go to sleep. Then, in 2007, there was another entry that's very irrelevant for the topic. In 2019, is when it seemed to change, which I still find very interesting. But according to Urban Dictionary, 2019, October 31st, 2019, is when it was defined as Baton Rouge. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I don't care.
Baton
Baton
Rouge.
Rouge.
That sure. Let's
Baton
go with
Rouge.
that.
It's
Yep. Let's
it's a
text to
city
speech
in
that.
Move on.
Louisiana.
Term meaning to go off on somebody. Another word for flashing out. The act of being fed up. This expletive really getting on my nerves. I'm finna crash out, man.
I know.
Then-
exactly.
Wait, it's as old as 2019? Shit.
Yes, but that was a little more specific. That's to go off on somebody. Then
I can see how that moved from that to what it is now, though. So.
yes. Then in 2022, which is more recent, was slang verb usually meaning to commit an act which will result in a long prison sentence or even death. Most
Best definition. I don't care anymore. Best definition.
most commonly used in NYC, though not exclusively. One who crashes out can also be called a crash dummy. Now, I'm going to add on to that add-on. So, most commonly used in New York City. You know what? That makes sense, because that's where I first learned about chopped cheese, which wasn't a thing before New York City decided to invent it. And then the glizzy referring to a hot dog, also stems from New York City. So there is some like education issues going on up there.
Yeah. Chopped cheese is weird as fuck, but like it's pretty good too.
Chopped cheese is basically
I know what a chopped cheese is.
cheesesteak, but like more simplified. So
More
that's
simplified, and it's like the kind of thing you'd get at like a how do I describe it? Like one of those convenience stores that has food stuff as well, kind of thing.
Yes.
But like, they're solid. They're solid. Like
right.
There's a like burger place near where I am that they basically like their whole thing is that it's called Matt's Burger Lab. Their whole thing is they experiment with different things, and so they'll grab like different food related items from other areas. Like they have a Oklahoma style smash burger.
Mm-hmm.
They have the chopped cheese sometimes, New York style chopped cheese,
right,
and so on and so forth. But yeah. So that's I saw that there. I'm like, what the hell's a chopped cheese? And then I learned more about it.
Right.
Like, oh, okay.
So going back to the crash out thing, I'm gonna shorten a little bit. So most recent entry on page 1. I'm not gonna go through all 5 pages. Most recent entry on page 1 is from 2023. Which this is the most current and I think most sensible definition. Means to get really mad or upset, lose all your self-control. Example, keep playing with me and I'm a crash out. That's how it's most used today. But how do we get from 2006, where it was a synonym for being tired, to all of a sudden being mad? Where? How? Why? How?
Beats
when?
me. I've unironically said it. It just, when I was saying it the past couple of days, I didn't even mean to say it. It just came out, and I went, "Fucking, I'm sticking with it."
You children and your weird ass slime. It's probably because you spend too much time on TikTok.
Real.
Believe it or not, it's
Yes.
Discord.
Mm,
I
Really?
hear it primarily on Discord.
yeah, I've heard it in VCs where it wasn't you, so that makes sense.
Okay,
but
mind you, Discord being is a different kind of social media platform where, like, depending upon the kinds of servers you're in, you might not ever encounter it. It's predominantly based on the kinds of people in the kinds of servers you go to. So that's why I don't encounter this shit very much.
right, but yeah, so it's like when again, how do you get from 2006 to current day? And the meaning has completely changed. And this is something that Sabrina and I actually talked about prior to this being recorded. We're going to reiterate that, is that what's really annoying is when a word or term just completely changes meanings. If Sabrina, you want to talk, if you want to elaborate a little more, because I'm not going to speak for you.
Before we get on to that, can we go
No.
into a brief intermission? Okay, one, I'm about to piss myself. That's one of the reasons. 2, I think we should regroup and come up with some podcasts so we don't have awkward silences.
Ghettos.
Hit that. Do you have so you're since you were saying that there was one up the road from you, do you guys have an app that tells you about crime nearby? Like for
No.
some major cities, we have an app called Citizen. Like
We might. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys use Citizen over there where you're at.
Maybe we do. I don't
Ed.
know. I've never looked into it.
I know New York uses Citizen a little bit.
Yeah. The only reason I know about it is like, well, I live and work in this community, so I talk to a lot of the locals, so I learn about stuff.
Yeah.
Were there any other things you wanted to add to that, Ed, or are we good? We've complained enough about crashing out being bullshit.
Yes, there's others. There are others that exist in this terrible modern world we live in. There is one example that a friend of ours uses, and it bugs me. It bugs me quite a bit. It is a combination of 2 terms to express disbelief. It is a mishmash of "you're kidding" and "you're joking." And it ends up into the convoluted "you're joking me." Sabrina, what are your thoughts on this before I get into like a
Okay.
super long rant?
So I will have fairly quick thoughts. Well, quick for me anyway, about this. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like the sound of it. It's inelegant. You're taking something that there's already perfectly good terms, and you're making it longer unnecessarily. It's like if you're already saying that, you can just finish without saying me. You can just say you're joking, or you're kidding me, you're fucking with me. Like there's plenty of good terms. You don't need to change it to that. So I don't really like it. But unlike crashing out and some of the other terms we might complain about, when you hear someone say "you're joking me," do you understand what they're saying? Yes, you do.
Unfortunately.
You understand exactly what they mean. If you understand what they mean, did they say it wrong? No. I don't like it, but I accept it as valid. Begrudgingly. Unlike the previously mentioned one, where crashing out, you've taken a term that has a completely different meaning, and that will cause confusion. So that's bullshit. But for "you're joking me," it's weird for people who aren't used to it, but it is always clear, or reasonably clear.
And I'll be honest, the first time I heard crashing out being used in this new way, I was thinking, wait, so you're telling me you're so angry you're going to go to sleep? What?
Honestly valid. Honestly valid.
I'm going to sleep. I'm pissed.
Ooh, you want to know something? I wonder if that has something to do with how it evolved.
Yeah.
It might.
I wonder.
Like that could be one part of, like, one of the chain links.
Right.
That could be one of the connections.
Man, I'm so angry, I'm gonna go right to sleep. And then it ends up as, oh, well, let's forget about the sleeping part. Let's just make it into, I am so angry, period. But yeah, no.
Now, actually, you know, let's talk about crashing out again before we go, continue on with this, because now I want to readdress something. I'm sorry.
So much.
You mentioned, I think you were the one who mentioned where, or somebody mentioned something about like people get pissed off like this a lot. They're referred to as like crash test dummies or something like that.
Yeah, crash dummies. Yeah.
Crash dummies. Okay. With that, I can kind of like, I still hate it because again, it confuses itself with another term. But I now see a bit of a different line of evolution for the term, where you're referring to crashing like vehicular accidents kind of thing. And that can be like, I can see the logical through line with that, like getting pissed off. It's just like a traffic accident is just like crazy and big, and I need to fucking fix my camera to just stop trying to autofocus like this, because it's really getting annoying for me. I'm sure it's really annoying for viewers. Anyway, regardless, because I talk with my hands. I move a lot, and so I'm going to cause it to refocus a whole bunch. But yeah, like, I can see it. It still pisses me off because, again, they shouldn't have done it. It's already in use with another meaning. But okay, I see where it comes from. Still go fuck yourself. So
yes, because nowadays, if I use it in the original terminology, which is like, oh, I'm pretty tired. I think I'm gonna crash, or I think I'm gonna crash out. Then they're like, so you're so tired you're gonna beat someone up? Like, huh?
also valid.
Like,
Also valid. I'm so angry I want to go to sleep.
yeah.
And I'm so sleepy
I'm so
I want to be
tired.
angry.
Yeah.
Are both valid.
But it's just a bit confusing, and I see Will's hand, so I'm not sure if that's the sign to
I'm
shut
blocking
up
what
or
I'm
what.
saying so you don't think I'm talking to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're
That's
just
fair.
talking to the hand, literally. But yeah, no, they're crashing out. Then there's another one. There's actually two of them. I can't remember the other one, and I couldn't remember it in time for the podcast. But
we can continue on the you're joking me, because I've given my take on that.
okay.
We moved on. Now we can move back to it. So I made my take. Don't like it. It's valid. Ed, how do you feel?
As for me, I feel I understand where it could have originated from. At least this has a clear origin of where it came from. To me, it seems like what often happens, it happens to me sometimes, where your brain starts with one idea and then you end with another one. So you start with you're joking, but then you end with you're kidding me. And so it meshes together into one. So you're joking me is that combination. So I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, there are people who use that term consciously, where it's not the result
That's the problem.
It's not the result of a brain confusion that happens. Like I said, I do understand the origin. It's happened to me several times, not with that exact term, but I will start saying something. There is a scientific term for this. I can't remember. I'm not going to look it up. But there is a term for it where it describes when you are trying to think of between two different words to use, and then your mouth just says both those words together.
Yeah.
That is like an actual thing.
Yep.
But to use it consciously is a whole different story. To like be aware that you're joking me and stuff.
Oh, I thought you had more to add. Ed?
Oh, his headphones died.
Oh my fucking god! Hey. You know I've talked about this before, right? You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do? Wired! Yeah, fuck me. I can't hear you, but fuck you! Yeah, I knew! That's why I did this! That's why I did this! Because you know exactly what I'm telling you. It's like, I get that the normal common usage, your wireless headphones work fine. But if you're like me, and you're chronically at the computer, and you want to be able to just sit and do whatever you want to do for...
Let me have my shirt back.
Do whatever you want to fucking
on me and
do.
he attacked me.
Do whatever you want to fucking do for hours on end. Wired. But we've talked about... Oh, wait, you don't have money. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I know you didn't say that in your messages, but like, right, you don't have money. That's fair.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
valid.
Oh, yeah, you're enjoying that, huh?
Crunchy face.
Also, I'm sorry to the listeners because I know that sounded freaking wild.
I mean, to the listeners, if any of you are cat owners, you already
you.
understand exactly what was going on. You don't even need to be told. it would just be obvious. There's a specific tone. It's a little bit different from the sexual stuff. That is just like, yep, cat stuff.
Maria just cut my head. She took scissors to the TV and cut my head. Guys, I'm blinking twice
Valid.
for help. Help.
Valid.
All right, I think we're getting to that point of the night. I think I see a 2 over there. The computer that's recording is a little far away.
Sabrina
It's
the
over there
Nommies.
somewhere. Yeah, Sabrina the Nommies is hilarious.
Sabrina.
No, I am sorry, Spotify listeners.
I have to apologize. No, I have to apologize for that. That was cringe.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the Pills and Games podcast. If you're
Which should eventually be renamed, so whatever, we'll figure it out.
maybe. To all the 2 people that watch this podcast, let us know what you think of the
Hi, Progress.
yeah, Progress. He watches it. And
We should just get him on the podcast one of these days, just like as a
I'd
guest.
love to.
I know he's busy. He's often
He
busy.
can just fly out here and sit next to me.
Progress is like the
Even
only
though he's
real
like
streamer
significantly
out of
closer
y'all.
to you.
Progress like actually streams regularly.
Yeah,
He's like the only real streamer.
he's
Well-
still a small streamer, but yeah, he does stream regularly.
Yes.
I just got a lot going on to where I can't just stream all the time, or I just don't have the motivation to do it.
You don't have the energy. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, let's do an off the cut stream, like karaoke, and what I should have done hours ago with the podcast, and then Sabrina would have hated me, and that ring finger would turn into a middle finger.
Well, I think this is a good part. Yes. I think this is a good part to say.
This is the last stop.
Thank you very much for tuning in to the Pills and Games podcast.
Sabrina will try and get her camera, like, actually not shit for next time. Figure out how this autofocus works. I might just swap to my old webcam.
And next week
honestly.
I will start high.
No! Did you fumble the stop recording button?
Nah, it's still over there.
Oh, okay. I like you were fumbling with your device there. I'm like, what are you doing?
The water bottle.
He's fumbling with his Kirkland signature natural spring water.
No. Purified water with minerals added for taste.
Again, I've never been to Costco, so
Anyway, like Ed said, bye-bye. See you next week.
This is the last
Not next
stop.
week. Hold up. Maybe.
Hey, that's not a bad
Maybe.
idea.
Maybe.
That's not a
Maybe
bad
we'll
idea. That's not a bad
Maybe
idea.
we'll get pre-record, get some stuff, start recording frequently, but only upload not as frequently.
Just commit to it, and we got to commit to it. This is all 3 of us. We got to commit somehow. I don't know.
All
I
right,
don't
we're
care about
committing.
this anymore.
Blood pack. Where's a knife?
I'm committed to an asylum.
Anyway, I guess we'll see you guys next week because apparently I've got to get this bitch edited.
Yeah, and next time you see me, as I said, I got committed, so it'll probably be from the white padded room.
yep.
If I'm in my own room, then cool. They must have let me out early.
Anyway, see y'all.
Yeah,
see y'all
the
next
orderlies
week.
are like waving at me. They're like, "Yeah, you gotta like."
They're
finish
like,
up.
wrap it up, Sabrina.
Wrap it up, Sabrina. We gotta take you to the loony bin.